Hi, my name is Kevin McDonald, and I'm declaring my independence. Independence from what? Why, negative thoughts and energy, of course. Chief among them, hate, division, and fear. You see, I know that we're all one, and together we can solve any problem, save our planet and each other. Please, join me as we come together as one and choose a better way to be. So now, let's begin with my independence report. And welcome to maybe perhaps my most favorite day of the week, which is Thursday, because this is Music Thursday around here, and we get to have the opportunity to talk to some of the most accomplished musicians, singers, songwriters, and it's all brought to you by MTS Management and MTS Records and Michael Stover. He has worked very hard, and he works very hard to make sure that these folks are doing some really extraordinary work, and today is no exception because we have a gentleman by the name of Larry J with us, and he's calling all the way from Los Angeles, California, or in the Valley somewhere. Larry, welcome. How are you?
I'm doing good today, and thanks for having me. And so Michael sponsors your show on this segment.
Yes, we have an agreement that he brings me some of the best people that are in his stable, and I've interviewed, I don't know, 15 of you guys now, and each one of you has got wonderful music. You write well, and you've been very popular. I don't know what it is about South Africa, but you guys do really well in South Africa.
Yeah, well, that's good to know. They like good music there.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And speaking of which, you have you've been nominated for an award this year. Tell us about that.
Well, I haven't heard about it, so you tell me about it.
Oh, okay. You are nominated for a Josie Music Award for this year, and I'm not sure what category it's in. But that's, I guess that's going to be a television program this year and stuff. So congratulations. I'm glad to be the first one to tell you.
Oh, great. Yes, that's great. Awards are nice, but creating great music is more important, and being a musician is a lot of fun. So
now
I keep having fun at it. If I win or I don't win isn't that important.
Exactly. But I assume that you've been doing this for a while. How did you get started playing music when you were a kid, probably? Yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing music a long time. Songwriting, not so much, Songwriting, I had a little spell back. Obviously, I'm not a spring chicken, but I did some songwriting in the 80s. We had some interest. Then I kind of gave up, and wasn't really in the country field as much as the rock field back then. And then probably about 5 or 6 years ago, I said, I got to get really serious about my songwriting. And I just took all the classes I could, met with all the people I could, and I really wanted to up my game in songwriting. But as for musicianship, I've been doing that. I've been in bands as a solo artist or in bands for obviously most of my life. And I just love doing music.
Absolutely. When you got involved with it, I'm sure you were a kid. Now, you and I are, both of us are a little longer in the tooth. So we've been around a while. So we can talk about the music of the 60s and the 70s and the 80s, because you were very involved in the music scene back then, weren't you?
Oh, yeah. I was doing a lot of music in the 60s. Back then, it was probably high school and summer vacation places, mostly cover stuff. Then after that, I did some bands. I started doing some solo stuff upstate New York, some in Canada. And then I came out here. I came out to California in 78. And I was in a band. Like I said, I did some co-writing. We had some interest, but from the labels, it didn't go anywhere. I actually worked for the U.S. government playing as a soloist, going around to what they call Job Corps. All the young kids.
Oh, sure.
You know about Job Corps?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It used to be bigger than it is now, but I wish they'd bring it back.
Yeah, all the kids that would get in trouble, they had a choice of Job Corps or going to jail, and so but said they gave 'em entertainment, and so I was their entertainment. It was fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm.
That's awesome. Now you've been writing music for a little while. As a matter of fact, and we're going to play it in a few minutes. You have a brand new song out that came out last month on the 21st, I believe it was.
Was
Um,
that one, I Hope Heaven Lets Me In, or Heaven,
yes,
for
Heaven.
sure, yeah. Yeah, that was, my wife was going through something very serious, and it made me think, uh maybe if I didn't get I've had, a few bad things in my life. Maybe if I don't go to heaven, I wouldn't get to see her. So, so I had to write a song about that.
Oh, I'm sure that you're gonna go to heaven and you're gonna have a great time there, and you're gonna join the band of the ages. You can be there with Elvis and with John Lennon and
Oh yeah,
all those guys.
all right, and Merle Haggard, all the guys. Okay,
Yeah, you guys can have a wonderful band up there, and it will be a lot of fun for you.
and you and you and you can drink beer and not get high and all that stuff.
And eat as much as you want and not get fat too.
Okay, okay,
That sounds like heaven to me, by gum.
okay.
Yeah. So tell me, in the '60s, what was your favorite band?
In the '60s? Well, in the mid-'60s, probably the Beatles in the mid-'60s, and then later on, I really liked the California country scene with the Buffalo Springfield, Neil Young. I like,
Sure.
yeah, and so and of course, the Stones. Everybody loves the Stones, and
Well, you know what's interesting about that particular time back in the '60s is that kids today, they just don't get it. But it's true in the way that they don't recognize, people today do not recognize just how popular the Beatles were at that time when they were in their heyday.
oh yeah, it was. It's hard to recreate that Beatlemania. I mean, I don't think it's really happened since. And I like what's going on. I like some of the rappers. It's not what I write, but it's if the kids like it, then it has a good rhythm.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
do you? I've asked this question before. Do you think music is as good today as it was in the '60s, '70s, '80s?
Y- The answer to that is yes and no. I mean, right now, production qualities are so amazing. Uh, yeah, a song now is not just the writing; it's the production of it too. It's just so advanced. So that part's better. I don't. The songwriting, eh, probably not as much. I mean, there's always something that stands out as a great songwriting, but I think back then, almost every other song was a great song in terms of songwriting.
Right.
Now it's a little bit less. It's more on the production, but the production's so amazing that even if the song's not well written, the producers do such a great job. So it's still catchy.
I tend to think that because the technology has advanced so much that it's easier to put out a song rather than the way it used to be, because it used to be that you had a 4 track or an 8 track and you had to work really hard to get all of the parts together and stuff, and it took a long time to do it. Now it's a computer and you can do it all at the same time, and
Right.
so it's easier to put music out, but I just don't think they sweat it over the music as much as they didn't sweat they don't sweat today as much as they did then. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and they don't have to because it's easier to fix now. Back th Back then, you had to have a certain amount of, level of quality before you even went into the studio.
And you had to be able to sing actually,
Yeah,
rather than use auto tune and some of those
right.
things.
That's true. But I mean, there's a lot of good singers today too.
Oh, no, and there always will be.
Yeah,
People are excited about singing, and there are some really good, there always have been and always will be.
yeah.
Um, and I've been listening to your work. You're a very good singer as well, sir.
Yeah, I'm a good singer, but not a great singer. A lot of those songs I have, I have what they call country demo singers on, so it's not always my voice would probably be the harmony that you hear, because I'm still trying to pitch these to major artists, so I have to put it like my voice is more of a folk rock country style, so I'm good for performing, but when I want to pitch this song to an established artist, I use a different singer, which
Very
yeah, they
good.
have. Okay.
So you're doing more in the way of songwriting and production and producing the things that you're writing.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of that, and I still perform. I do a weekly live stream, and I'm also doing a show live. Michael knows about it. It's coming up, and flying out to Nashville to do a show that has a big audience. I'll do that live, and I use some backing tracks to get a full band sound, but I'll be playing the acoustic and singing. But the equipment allows me to create harmony. I like to get a big sound because, like I said, part of me is a musician. I like to play that lead guitar and all that, so I need to have some drum tracks behind me. So yeah, I'll be doing that, and I do a live stream every Sunday at 4 o'clock. So I do performance, but I spend most of my time now creating the production and the song.
If somebody wants to find the live stream, how do they find it?
Oh, just Larry J Music on Facebook.
Oh, perfect.
Find me anywhere as Larry J Music. I would do Larry J, but there's like 5 Larry J's out there, and they'll go to the wrong place. So.
So Larry J Music, and is that your website as well?
Yeah, my website, my Facebook, my YouTube, my Spotify, and the only thing that's different is Instagram is I think it's Larry J _music. So.
Well, and in this day and age, it's not like it used to be. I mean, you have to the record producers and the record companies, they don't do the work like they used to do necessarily, and so you got to get out there all by yourself and promote the heck out of yourself, don't you?
Yeah, you got to build up the following on social media, which is what I'm doing. Like you said, I've had some success in South Africa with Spotify, and I guess it was the iTunes chart.
Yep.
And yeah, and so it's a social media, and I make a lot of music videos too to promote my songs, and they get a lot. Michael helps me get a lot of views on YouTube. And sometimes I do paid advertising, and I'll get 20,000 views on Facebook. So it's all building up.
Well, that's incredible. That's awesome. So tell us about heaven. How did heaven? Now I know that your wife was ill, and you were talking about if she were to go to heaven and you were to go to that other place.
Yeah. Or somewhere in between, right?
Yeah.
Limbo.
Well, who knows where the heck we're gonna end up? But
Yes.
I really think that you're gonna end up with your wife in a great place.
Thank you. I hope so. She's a great lady, and she's healthy now. So.
Oh, good. So, well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we play to give people an idea what it is that you do and the type of music that you play. Now, this song was released last month, so you can now. Is it available on your website?
It's available at Spotify and iTunes and Apple Music.
And make sure that you don't stream it; you download it, and you pay a little bit for it, so that Larry deserves to make the money that he's worked so hard for his entire career, and so to download it, don't stream it. So
but if you do stream it, become a follower. At least help build my following. Okay.
Exactly. Okay, this is Larry J, and this is the song called Heaven.
You've always been my angel, with boots on the ground. But I don't know what I'll do when you're not around. I'll probably go back doing things I shouldn't do. It's hard to be a better man without you. And if I don't go to heaven, maybe now and then, heaven will let me see you again. The only sound salvation that we'll ever do is heaven lets me in to visit you. I hope that heaven lets me in to visit you. I'll never understand why the good die young, but I'll be by your side till the white light comes. I'll miss everything about us, even our small fights, and the way we always made up, making love all night. And if I don't go to heaven, maybe now and then, heaven will let me see you again. The only salvation that we'll ever do is heaven lets me in to visit you. I hope that heaven lets me in to visit you. And if I don't go to heaven, maybe now and then, heaven will let me see you again. The only salvation that we'll ever do is heaven lets me in to visit you. I hope that heaven lets me in to visit you. Every now and then for a year or two, I hope that heaven lets me in to visit you.
That is Larry J, and that is called Heaven. It was just released last month. And you should go and download it. It's a great song. And by the way, is that you playing the guitar right there?
Oh yeah.
You're a very fine guitarist.
Thank you, thank you. I like being a musician. That's how I started off on guitar. So
It's really is very, very intricate and stuff. What came first, the lyrics or the melody?
let me think about this one. Well, I know the hook, ba ba ba. That came later on in the production. I wanted to have a little catchy hook. I think, I mean, the lyrics changed so much from when I started. It's, you know what, and this one, they were so close together in time, and the lyrics, the hook of the chorus, if I don't get to heaven, that came later in the song too. So I would say they were almost simultaneous on this one.
Oh, that's well, you did it. You did a very fine job. I'm of the mind that sometimes music comes from beyond and is inspired and stuff, and that sounds like that was one of these for you.
You, you know, I was in one of those, you know what CVS is? You have them up in Seattle?
Oh yeah.
Like,
Hmm.
I was in CVS like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and this lady goes, "I don't know if I'm going to heaven, but I hope they let me visit now." And then I said, "That's going to be used in the song someday." And then when my wife got ill, I said, "I could tie these things together." So I did.
Isn't it amazing sometimes now you being a singer-songwriter and you're always on the lookout for catchphrases and interesting phrasing and terminology and stuff. So that has to be. Do you carry a piece of paper and a pencil with you all the time just in case somebody says something fantastic?
I have a bunch of stuff in my car, papers and all over the place that I write down. And I have my phone with me. I can always input it into my phone, and it's not that I always hear something out on the street, but occasionally. But if I do, I'll make sure I note it down somewhere, because if it's in my memory, I might forget it. So
That's what I've been told, because a lot of those things, they come and they go, just as they leave as quickly as they get there.
Oh yeah, and as you get older, they leave a lot quicker.
That is true. I'm sad to say that that's true, but
Yeah,
you're still got, you if you can play that well, you still got lots of chops and lots of ability to do whatever you choose to do.
oh yeah, I think my mind's working well. Thank you.
And so, by the way, we're talking with Larry J. That's Jay. Go to larryjmusic.com and you can find out all about him, and you can download some of his music. He's got several albums that are out that have done very well on iTunes and Spotify, and in South Africa he's done very well there as well. So it's fun to talk to somebody that is really doing well with the industry. Did it surprise you when you started writing again, and people started paying attention?
Yes, it does. But it's I'm I'm happy. I love doing it. Whether 5 people like it or 10,000 people like it. I like doing. I like creating. It's something I need to do, and also if you want to big build up a following, that's work too. You got to work the social medias and talk to people, but it's fun. I like talking with you. Everybody Michael had me talk to has been fun. All nice people to talk to.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, you're easy to talk to, and you're very talented, and
Okay.
and I believe that everybody needs to, or would be best served to follow their passion in life,
Mhm.
and not to let that go, and to say, because there was a point in time when you had kind of given it up a little bit, and you could have said, nah, I'm past that now, but you didn't, and I'm glad you didn't, because you've written some great music.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that because every once in a while I have that thought. I go, maybe I'm way past my prime. I should just work on other things, but I can't. This is what I like to do and love to do. So,
I
I
can't think of. Go ahead.
yeah, I just if I'm going to worry about whether I have fame or not, you know, it's going to get to me. So I just if I can have fun at it, then I succeeded, right?
Oh yeah, but you're going to Nashville,
Mhm.
and they're going to play live in front of a bunch of people. What's that like?
No, this is also it won't be a lot of people. It's a lot of people on the internet. They have a
Right.
very big following on the internet. There'll be a few people in the at the location. So yeah, it's a live, but with a very large live stream, much bigger than my live streams. Maybe I get a couple of hundred, but this is going to be in the thousands of people. So it'd be good for my for promoting my songs.
Oh, but it's also a lot of fun when
Oh
you're
yeah.
when you get to play in front, and even though in the time of COVID, I know how hard it is for you guys to get out and play live. It just doesn't happen very much.
Well, it's picking up. I just read Chicago had what's it called, Lollapalooza.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they just had a big one, 300,000. It's over a few weekends, and I think you had to either be vaccinated or have proof of you're not infected to get in, and they had over 300,000 or 400,000 people, and they only had like 200 cases. So that's it's not it wasn't a spreader event. And it was. So I think it's going to come back.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so, because there's nothing cooler. I don't even know if that's a word, but there's nothing as cool as being able to listen to somebody play live,
Yeah.
especially when who's talented like you are.
Yeah, and those major events, those big events, they're fun. I remember when I was younger, I used to go a lot of those big events. I miss Woodstock because I was in the hospital, but we won't go there. And but I've been to other big events around that time, and they were tons of fun. Of what I can remember, because you get pretty buzzed.
Oh, well, there is. Now you weren't at what's the one that the Rolling Stones had?
The Altamont,
Um,
I wasn't out here then. The one where
or
the person got hurt or killed.
yeah, with these Hell's Angels as their
There
security
you go,
force.
yeah. Yeah, that was Altamont. That was in '69.
Yeah.
They consider that maybe the beginning of the end of rock and roll, but I don't know.
Yeah, it was a problem. I just can't believe that somebody would think that having the Hells Angels as your security force would be a good idea.
It was a bad idea, for many reasons. One, the person got killed. Two, Jagger turned on them, and then they were gonna put a hit on Jagger, for something, but he has pretty good security, so.
And he
Not at
lives
the
in
event, not at the event, but somewhere about a year later, at one of his private residences, they were sending out a crew to get him.
oh, jeez.
So you gotta be careful who you mess with.
Oh yeah, well you gotta, and you gotta stay. Well, he lives in a whole different country, but still, if he's got a house over here, it could be a problem.
Yeah, he's got several houses.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Yeah,
For him, it's cheaper than staying in a hotel, probably.
yeah. There are houses for each of his several mothers, child mothers, right? He's got like 8 kids with different wives. I think coupled with Jerry Hall, but anyway, he's having fun.
He's been busy. He's
Yeah.
been busy. So tell us a little bit about the Killer Song.
Okay, this one is about, sometimes something didn't go right, and you're feeling down about it, and it's hard, and you're having a hard time getting out of that down feeling. And I got this idea from I get these things in every morning on my phone. I got a Prince interview, and he was talking about how you have to weed out all the bad things in your soul and your mind, and so that's what this song came from. I go, if you're down, you got to get rid of that, but you can't let it persist, or it's going to really mess you up. So that's what this song's about, and using music to help you get out of the funk.
I believe that people use music to do. I do.
Yeah.
When you're down and you're out and you're not feeling very good, and listening to a nice upbeat song that you like that's got great lyrics to it, that's a great way to get yourself out of the funk.
Yeah. Well, that's what this song's about.
Oh, very good. What came first, the music or the lyrics?
Probably the lyrics came first on this one, and then but they come, like I said, they come pretty quickly together. But I think, and it didn't start off with the Killer Song either. There was different lyric, but the lyrics did come first in this one.
Very good. So this is Larry J. Go to LarryJMusic.com and look at all of his stuff there, and buy a CD or two. How many CDs have you done now?
Well, these aren't CDs. These are all single releases. I'm doing one a month for the past year, and then I'll consolidate into an album. But I've been doing one song a month released. And this one's coming out. What's today? Today the 12th.
Today's the 12th.
Yes, this one's coming out in 8 days. A killer song. It'll be my next release, and you can get it on Spotify, Larry J Music. Watch the video on YouTube, Larry J Music. And I haven't put it on my website yet because my website's under reconstruction.
Ah, very good. So is mine. It seems like they're always under reconstruction.
Oh yeah. Well, I hired some people to upgrade it, so we'll see how quick they are. They seem a little slow, but
it's been my experience. So,
yeah.
So this is Larry J, and the song is Killer Song.
A killer song.
A killer song. So this is Larry J.
Sometimes heartaches can be like weeds. If you let them grow, it's hard to make them leave. You must get them out from the roots. Yeah, you gotta dig deep, or they'll be back within a week. To kill these kind of weeds, I need a song. I put my headphones on and they're gone. I am playing it loud and I blow. I anytime I need something strong to kill these kind of weeds, I'll play a song, a killer song. If the root of your heartaches is buried in your soul, a real good melody will make bad feelings go. It's an instant therapy that's free, and with each note, a new branch of a good vibe grows. To kill these kind of weeds, I need a song. I put my headphones on and they're gone. I am playing it loud and I run out. Anytime I need something strong to kill these kind of weeds, I'll play a song, a killer song. To kill these kind of weeds, I need a song. I put my headphones on and they're gone. I am playing it loud and I run out. Anytime I need something strong to kill these kind of weeds, I'll play a song, a killer song.
And that is Larry J. And that's a killer song, because when you're feeling down and you're feeling lonely, I think that's a lyric somewhere. When you're feeling down, when you're feeling, yeah. Anyway, you listen to music and it can help you raise up your vibration and live your life just a little bit better. And so, Larry, it strikes me, do you consider yourself a songwriter that is kind of a philosopher as well?
A little bit, but mostly a songwriter. Not a great philosopher. But you know,
Well,
I've been around a while, so I better pick up a little bit of wisdom.
Well, but you understand how it works is that if you can create a song that resonates with people, it's going to be a very popular song, and it's going to mean something to people.
Yeah, I hope it means something to people. That's important to me. That's what I'm trying to write, more than something that's pop and just goes away real quickly.
I think your songs have legs. And by the way, I wanted to ask you what that picture with the I'm not sure what that is, but with the two girlfriends, is that a carrot person? What was that about?
That's actually a planter.
Oh,
And so someone sent me that picture. You know, the two new girlfriends is the name of a song of mine, and they're not the regular type of girlfriends. They're Bloody Mary and Margarita. Those are the two new girlfriends.
you wake up with Bloody Mary and you go to bed with Margarita.
You got it. And we have a menage a trois at the end of the song.
So that's kind of a funny little piece.
It is, and it's kind of a rocker. I like it. I think it's cute.
Well, that's awesome. And you were telling me that you're writing a song a month, and actually releasing a song a month, which is different than writing a song a month, because there's a lot of production that goes into it. You must be working hard to make this happen. Oh
yeah, I go to 2 songwriting meetings a week where we discuss my lyrics, to improve them, and then I'm on my computer, I'm working on the production. I might throw out a whole section. So it takes a good month to get the song done, and I even have I'm starting to work on my song for October. I'm finishing up my song for September release. That should be ready in another week or so, and I'm starting to work on my one for October. So I'm good till then.
So, and you're actually ahead of the game.
Yeah.
So you're doing fine. You're doing fine. So so the next song that's coming out is the song that we just played, and that's coming out dropping in a couple of days, right?
Yeah, on the 20th. I usually pick the 20th or around there. And then September, when I'm a few days before, I'll be out performing a few days before my next release in September. And that'll be called Unscrew It. It's kind of a rocker.
Oh, cool, cool.
Mhm. Country
Now,
rock.
do you put together when you put together the songs? Do you have a backing band? Are you doing this via computer? How are you putting it all together?
Mostly on computer. Doing the tracks, or sometimes I get some tracks and I just start dissecting them and changing the keys, the tempos, cutting and pasting, adding instruments. I do a lot of work on the computer until I'm happy with the production.
Isn't
Uh,
that amazing what we can do now versus the way it was with a 4 track and that kind of thing, and way back when?
yeah, it's amazing, but you still have to learn how to use it. I mean,
True.
these programs they can do so much, and then there's so many plugins, the compressors and the sound modification tools and the echoes. You gotta set everything right. And then there's glitches, like at my interface where my equipment goes into the computer. For some reason, it stopped working. That took me a week to figure out why.
What's
It wasn't the driver, and there's something called a firmware. Ever hear of firmware?
Nope.
Yeah, firmware is like a mini driver. It just goes on and on.
Yeah, it really does. My nephew is a computer guy, and it's gotten to the point. He's very good at what he does. He's a professional. It's gotten to the point where I don't understand a word he says, and
Right.
I think he's talking English, but I'm not sure.
Well, I'm glad you have someone to help you out, because your program probably takes some work on the
It does, but
technical.
it's getting a whole bunch easier than it used to be because I do this live, and so there's a minimum of editing I have to do to it and
Right,
stuff, unless I have a major faux pas,
right,
and say something that I shouldn't, and then I can talk to people like you, and you're a seasoned performer, so it's really easy for you to do these interviews because you've been
right.
doing them a long time.
Do you use some kind of software like OBS?
I use it's kind of like OBS, but I use for an editing software. I use NHS, um,
Right,
and then with this program, which is StreamYard, I can stream instantly to 3 Facebook channels and a couple of YouTube channels, and it's automatic, and it's like this is being played live for us on the YouTube channel, and then it
right.
will be on YouTube after that on my Independence Report so that people can go afterwards and listen to you then. So it's really it's a cool program, and there's very little I have to do to it anymore.
So StreamYard, your like your live studio program.
Yes,
I mean, I have
and
to check it out. Yeah,
yeah, man, it really does. If you're going to do rather than Zoom and stuff, if you're going to do it because it records it live, and you can do a lot of different things with it, including as an example, I've got a bunch of like your songs are queued up and they're in here so that I can play them seamlessly, and I just upload them and then I can go and that's where we get
yeah.
right back to that.
And you can upload backgrounds, obviously.
Can upload backgrounds I can do a myriad of things. I can have up to 10 people that are live here, and I can send it to different 8 different places that
Right,
would play it live and stuff like that. So it's really technology has really come a long
right,
way, and it helps because I couldn't have done this 5 years ago.
right. You're saying it's like OBS in a way.
Yes, very similar,
Okay. All right. I'll
very
check it
similar.
out. You have to do a subscription, or is it free, or?
You can do either one. There's a free section, and then if you want to add more people, like I add more places to download it, up to 8, and
Yeah,
so I pay a little bit for it, but
it's not expensive.
no, it's like $40 a month. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I can do these podcasts, and I can do a lot of them. Like this week, I've got 7. I've done as many as 15 in a week, and 15 hours of podcasts, and with musicians and stuff, and they're just pretty seamless.
So you're doing a lot. You're spending a lot of time on this.
I am. I've got 362 episodes, which is, if you count them all, they're pretty much an hour each. So that's, you can listen 24 hours a day for 2 weeks and not run into the same thing again. So
what's your website?
myindependentreport.com, or you go to just type in My Independence Report. I'm all over the first couple of pages.
Okay. And you have a YouTube channel, I take it?
I do, My Independence Report. And it's just, and that's where you are going to be on, where you can go directly to My Independence Report, and it'll be right there when we get done here.
You have a big subscriber list or following?
It's growing.
Okay.
It's like Larry, it's like what you guys have. Is like there are literally 250,000 active podcasts that are out there.
I know.
So it makes it really hard to break through the noise. And you do have to advertise, you do have to put it all over the place and stuff. And so it does take a little bit of it takes time and effort. But I love doing it. It's like for me, this is, I can't play an instrument, I can't write lyrics, I can't do music, but I can do this.
All right, when I do my live stream, I'll mention you guys, so maybe some people, you'll pick up a few more people.
I would appreciate that. Thank you so much, because you're an awesome dude, and the history, the musical history that you've seen. Have you thought about writing a book yet?
No, some of my contemporaries have. Maybe someday, when I get to a certain place, or if I can't write songs anymore, maybe I'll write a book.
Well, some people would be very interested in the people that you've crossed paths with over the course of time, and I'm sure that there are many.
Mm-hmm. All righty.
Some are here, some are not.
Yeah.
So, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking with Larry J. Go to larryjmusic.com and buy a CD, or buy a download a song for him, and that would be awesome. And by the way, anything that you would like to tell our audience before we wrap this up, sir?
Just check out my socials, Larry J Music on Facebook and YouTube and Spotify, and I'd appreciate it so much.
It's been a pleasure talking to you, sir, and I look forward to the next song that comes out in just a few days, 8 days, as a matter of fact.
Okay, it's a pleasure talking with you, Kevin. Thanks.
You betcha. You have a great day. Stay right there. I'll be right back. I got to do this. Hey, and thanks for listening to this episode all the way to the end. Hey, pretty cool. Hey, don't forget to follow us so you can receive regular updates and new posts. And remember, take care of each other, because each other's all we've got. See you next time on My Independence Report.